Chosen ones, hear me clearly. This day, September 3rd, is not an ordinary page in the calendar. It is not a date you can simply glance over as you rush through life's routines. No, this moment carries a vibration so powerful that heaven itself leans in. It is a divine checkpoint, a sacred intersection between what is seen and what is unseen. On this day, the spiritual veils grow thinner, and what was once hidden in silence begins to echo in the open. The whispers that brushed against your spirit in past months are now transforming into undeniable signs. For those who are awake, this is a season of unveiling. For those who are asleep, it will feel like confusion and chaos. Perhaps you've noticed unusual signals around you, numbers repeating wherever you look, dreams that seem too vivid to dismiss, encounters that align with impossible precision. Maybe you felt restless in your chest, a stirring in your spirit, as though something was preparing you for change. A shift words cannot fully capture. That unease was not emptiness. It was divine preparation. The heavens were aligning you with this very hour. You were being trained, stretched, and tuned to the frequency of truth. Every cycle has its peak, its moment when what is concealed can no longer remain buried. And September 3rd marks that climax. It is the day when destiny knocks loudly at your door, when shadows crumble under the weight of light. This date holds the energy of truth, of choice, of exposure. Do not mistake it for chance. There are no coincidences in the divine blueprint. You are listening right now because you were meant to. Understand this. If you choose to lean in and listen carefully, you will discover clarity and strength. But if you ignore it, if you dismiss the signs, you risk being swept away by them. Today is not about fear. It is about awakening. Today is about aligning with the rhythm of heaven. And as we step into this revelation together, remember, God brought you here not by accident, but by design. This is the threshold of transformation. Chosen ones, now that you understand the weight of this moment, we must step deeper. The divine reason this season carries such intensity is because God can no longer keep hidden the truth about someone close to you. For a long time, you may have felt a quiet tension in your spirit around this person, an unease you could not explain. Their words may have sounded supportive, yet their energy left you unsettled. Their actions may have appeared aligned, yet something in your heart whispered otherwise. These were not random impressions. They were the Spirit's way of preparing you for this unveiling. You see, closeness carries power, and the people permitted near your heart hold influence over your journey. But God, in His mercy, sometimes allows their true intentions to remain concealed for a season, because you were not yet ready to face them. He shielded you while you were tender, while your faith was still being fortified. Yet now you have grown. Now you are strong enough to see clearly. The time for secrecy has ended. On September 3rd, the mask began to slip. Small cracks that were easy to overlook will suddenly feel like glaring fractures. A conversation might strike your spirit like lightning. A gesture, a silence, a glance may reveal more than words ever could. Do not dismiss it. Do not explain it away. God is speaking. He is showing you what He has seen all along. And though this revelation may sting, it is not given to harm you but to liberate you. Understand this. When God pulls back the veil, it is always purposeful. He reveals not to wound, but to equip. He exposes not to break, but to prepare. Someone close has been carrying a dual role in your life, teacher and test, but their season is closing. What was once hidden in shadow is stepping into the light. The question now is, will you accept what God is showing you, or will you cling to illusion? The answer will shape your path forward. Chosen ones, Hear this with careful attention. When God decides the time for unveiling has arrived, no disguise can remain intact. The mask that this person has worn, whether of loyalty, support, or friendship, will begin to crumble under the weight of truth. What once seemed harmless will suddenly reveal its true intention. A tone in their voice might carry envy you never noticed before. A silence may feel heavier than 1,000 words. A casual act may betray a motive they tried to keep hidden. These small moments are not accidents. They are divine signals, magnified so you cannot look away. This unveiling is not punishment, it is freedom. For too long, you may have questioned yourself, wondering if your discernment was wrong, doubting the whispers of your spirit. But now, the confirmation comes. Spirit is shouting what it once whispered. This person cannot go with you into the next chapter. Their presence, though once useful for your growth, now threatens to hinder your calling. Think of the gardener tending his field. To prepare the soil for new harvest, he must first remove the weeds that choke the roots. In the same way, God is removing what would strangle your destiny if left unchecked. This person may not be evil, but they are misaligned with where you are headed. And alignment matters more than history. Do not resist this unveiling. Do not beg for the mask to stay in place. For what God reveals, He does to protect you. September 3rd is the magnifying glass over your connections. Pay attention. Let your eyes be opened. The truth is not here to destroy you. It is here to set you free, to cleanse your circle so that only what is genuine remains. Chosen ones, now that the mask has begun to fall, you stand at a sacred test. This is not merely about discovering someone's hidden motives. It is about how you respond to what has been shown. God never reveals truth for curiosity's sake. He reveals it to refine you, to teach you discernment, and to strengthen your walk in wisdom. You are being asked to see with spiritual eyes and not react with fleshly impulses. Think of the patterns you've lived through, times when your trust was misplaced, when your heart was open too freely, when your excitement was dimmed after sharing with the wrong person. Those were not accidents. They were lessons, shaping your ability to discern. And now, on September 3rd, the lesson culminates. This unveiling is not only about the person close to you, it is about your maturity. Will you cling to the comfort of denial, or will you embrace the sharp edge of truth? Scripture and history remind us that betrayal often comes not from enemies afar, but from those sitting closest at the table. Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery. David was hunted by the king he once honored. Even Christ was betrayed by a kiss from a friend. Why does God allow such nearness to carry such pain? Because proximity is powerful, and it is within closeness that your strength and wisdom are tested most deeply. This test is not to break you, but to elevate you, to step into your calling. You must learn who truly walks beside you. Discernment is your shield now. The unveiling is God's way of saying, you are ready to see what I see. And once you see, you cannot unsee. Your task is to stand firm, to let truth guide you, and to walk with wisdom into the next chapter. Chosen ones, once discernment awakens, the question becomes, how will you walk with this new clarity? Revelation is not the end. It is the beginning of a strategy God is equipping you with. To see is one thing, but to know how to move wisely is another. This is where many stumble, reacting in haste or allowing bitterness to cloud their judgment. But you are not called to stumble. You are called to walk in divine strategy. Not every truth requires confrontation. Some truths demand silence, distance, and stillness. Spirit may be showing you someone's intentions, not so you can expose them publicly, but so you can guard your heart privately. Wisdom often wears the cloak of patience. There is strength in watching without announcing, in knowing without reacting. This is spiritual maturity. Think of it as learning to carry light in darkness. You are not asked to burn bridges with rage, but to let God shift the terrain beneath your feet. Some connections will wither on their own as you step into alignment. Others may remain near, but you will learn to shield your vision, to share less, to move in silence. That restraint is not weakness, it is strategy, protection ordained by heaven itself. And here lies the beauty. As you embrace this spiritual strategy, you step out of cycles of repeated disappointment. No longer will you confuse access with loyalty. No longer will you open your treasures to hands unprepared to hold them. Instead, you will protect what is holy within you, waiting for God to reveal who is worthy to walk beside you in the next season. So remember, chosen ones, clarity without strategy is wasted, but clarity paired with wisdom becomes power. This is why God reveals. He is not only exposing what is false, He is training you to walk with precision, to protect your calling, and to move forward unshaken. Chosen ones, when you begin to walk with strategy, you will notice something powerful happening. God Himself brings balance into your circle. For every false presence removed, He prepares a true ally to step forward. For every mask that slips away, a genuine heart appears to stand with you. This is divine balance. It is heaven's way of ensuring you are never left empty when obedience requires release. But here is the truth. Release often feels like loss. It can sting to watch someone you trusted fall away, to feel a door close you once leaned on. Yet what feels like subtraction is actually multiplication in disguise. God is not stripping you bare to harm you. He is clearing space so that purity, loyalty, and alignment can take root. Just as gold is refined in fire, so too are your connections refined in this season. The heat may feel intense, but it separates what is precious from what is false. Do not chase after what God is removing. Do not mourn the departure of what was secretly draining you. Instead, trust the process of pruning. Every gardener knows that branches must be cut back for the tree to thrive. In the same way, this divine release is preparing you for stronger growth, deeper roots, and greater fruit. Yes, it may hurt. Yes, you may feel the pull of history, of memories, of what once was. But remember, alignment is more important than attachment. History cannot replace destiny, and the God who reveals is also the God who restores. He will not leave you void. He will surround you with those whose spirits strengthen yours, whose presence amplifies your calling, whose love reflects His own. So take courage in the release. Do not see it as the end, but as the holy reordering of your life. What is leaving could never carry you into the future God has written for you. Let go, so that what is true can finally remain. Chosen ones, now that you understand the power of release, it is time to align your spirit with heaven through your own words. For words are not empty sounds. They are spiritual weapons, seeds that shape reality. When you declare with faith, the universe responds, angels move, and chains begin to fall. This is why in this season you must not remain silent. Your mouth must agree with the freedom God is offering. Think of it this way. Every chain that bound you, every toxic tie that drained you, every illusion that clouded your path, they lose their grip when you speak truth over your life. Silence leaves space for confusion, but declarations carve a new path forward. What you say in faith today becomes the atmosphere you walk into tomorrow. This is the authority God has placed within you. So speak boldly, declare release, declare freedom. Say it aloud until your heart believes it. This season, I release every person who hinders my spirit. This season, I break every chain of unhealthy connection. This season, I reclaim my peace, my strength, my clarity. I am chosen. I am protected. I am free. These words are not just statements. They are alignment with divine order. As you repeat them, feel their weight. Let them sink into your breath, your chest, your very soul. Do not underestimate the power of these affirmations. The enemy thrives on silence, but heaven responds to sound. Your declarations are the sword that cuts away what no longer belongs, and when spoken with faith, they create openings for new blessings to pour in. Speak until your spirit feels lighter. Speak until the heaviness begins to lift. Speak until your life begins to reflect what you have declared. Chosen ones, this is how you partner with God in this unveiling. He reveals, you declare, and together the chains break. Let your words echo the freedom He is bringing. For your destiny depends on your agreement. Chosen ones, after release and declaration, comes the promise of renewal. God never asks you to let go without preparing something greater to take its place. The closing of one chapter is always the opening of another, and this season carries with it the birth of new beginnings. Just as night gives way to dawn, so too will this moment of separation usher in opportunities, relationships, and blessings aligned with your highest calling. Picture it, waking one morning and realizing the heaviness has lifted. Your circle may be smaller, but it is stronger. Your heart, once weighed down by doubt and hidden betrayal, now beats freely with hope. Your mind, once clouded by confusion, becomes sharp with clarity. This is the fruit of release. The pruning was painful, but what remains is pure and prepared for growth. Expect the unexpected in this season. New doors will swing open, some through people you never imagined, others through talents and ideas hidden within you that are now ready to emerge. Opportunities may seem sudden, but they are not random. They are the blessings that could not manifest while false ties were blocking the flow. With those chains broken, you are now positioned to receive without hindrance. Do not be surprised if new allies step forward. Souls whose energy feels refreshing, whose support feels genuine, whose presence strengthens your spirit instead of draining it. These are divine alignments, replacements for what was removed. Where envy once sat, celebration will enter. Where doubt once lingered, faith-filled encouragement will arise. Chosen ones, believe this truth. The release was not the end, but the preparation. The declarations you made were the doorway. And now the new beginnings are the reward. Embrace them without fear. Step into them with courage, for this is the season when the path ahead clears and your destiny begins to unfold in its fullness. Chosen ones, now we arrive at the culmination of this message. You have walked through unveiling, discernment, release, declaration, and renewal. All of it was preparation for this very truth. God cannot keep the secret anymore because your time has come. The veil has lifted, though the illusions have shattered, and clarity stands before you like a blazing torch. This is not the end of a journey. It is the beginning of a greater one. Do not shrink back now. Do not let fear trick you into clinging to what God has already removed. What departs from your life in this season was never meant to carry you into tomorrow. What remains and what is arriving is divinely appointed to walk with you into the future. Trust that heaven has orchestrated this moment with precision. You are not here by accident. Every word you've heard was written for you, to confirm what your spirit has already known deep within. Remember this: truth may sting, but it liberates. Exposure may hurt, but it heals. And separation, though it feels like loss, is actually divine mercy. For in losing what was false, you gain the strength, clarity, and alignment to step into your calling. Chains are broken, the fog is gone, the path is clear. Rise boldly into this new chapter. Speak the affirmations daily until your soul burns with conviction. Protect your vision as a treasure. Guard your spirit with patience and wisdom. And above all, walk with courage, knowing that you are not alone. Heaven moves with you. Angels surround you and divine favor goes before you. Chosen ones, this is your season. Your destiny is calling louder than ever before. The secret has been revealed. The truth has been declared. And now it is time to move. Step forward. Step free. Step chosen. For the next chapter begins now, and it carries your name.